Good morning, guys. My name is Eric V. I'm Hoysoy. I am the voice of FutureSquawk. Thank you for listening in. For those of you guys who are listening on YouTube, that is right, we are. We do have a chart talk every morning from 8 o'clock until 8:15, 8:20 every morning. Today, for those of you guys on YouTube, you guys do not get to see my charts, but those of you guys who are subscribers, thank you. First off, thank you and thank you to each and every one of you. You guys fuel the fire. Those of you guys listening on YouTube, yeah, it fuels the fire too. But yeah, there's no direct communication. So yeah, do pop over to FutureSquawk.com. Say hi at FutureSquawk on Twitter, or send me just an email. Just drop me a line at sayhi@FutureSquawk.com. All right, guys. So we are seeing a little bit of a bid come in here right off these recent lows, guys. Like we talked about. Let me just go full screen for you, so you guys do see that, right? Okay, guys, we are in a nice or on the Z8 contract only. We're not doing the roll yet until we pull back into that roll zone. So till we see some overlapping price activity. But yeah, we're still gonna stay on the Z8 today, guys. I'm gonna be quoting the Z's, and we still will have some decent amount of roll activity, I would imagine. Guys, we are on the continuous contract. We're already over in the Z's as well. But guys, so as we're talking about it, yeah, where are our leans? Our leans are ES is still initiative out of balance above that 2878 area. We're not very far above it, but we are still above it. So as we are still initiative, guys, for our price pattern is, I brought it down to 28.33 quarters, guys. 28.33 quarters. Let's look at it and let's figure out why. All right, guys, so there's a 4 hour there. 28, we could do the 28.63 area. We could do it, but I really feel like that's a 30-minute balance, and that 4 hour balance is clearly what we saw all through the end of yeah, let's just call it the overlapping price range from the 28.68s all the way down to the 27.97s. From, yeah, let's just call it the 24th of July all the way through the 19th of September. So, or of August. I'm sorry, I skipped a whole month there. That's right. So let's call it the 28.30. I think I left it at the 28.33s, guys, and a quarter. In that range is kind of where we're looking. All right, guys, that's the 8 o'clock bell in the background, and on the 30-minute time frame, guys, we clearly have that long lean bias into curious on that 30-minute lean. I think that we do have overlapping price activity here. Do have overlapping price activity all the way from those 28.70s all the way up into the 29.21s. We just did 17 quarters, 17 halves trade, and the highs of the day, guys, are the 11 quarters today. That's where we pretty much opened. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame for Utes. Yeah, guys, the 30-minute time frame is this area balance that we did see here over two full trading days and 2 overnight sessions. From the 28.99s are the highs, give or take, and the lows. I didn't include the balance that spike down that we saw all the way into the 84s, but yeah, I'm gonna leave that at the 87s at the lower extreme. Could do the 87 evens. The middle of that area balance is the 93s, guys. That is a big area for us. So that's why I'm taking away the 5-minute. I'm taking away the 30-minute lean is at the 93s. If we trade back below that, I think we rotate all the way back down into the into that 69, 28.69 half, and potentially all the way back down into that 61 area. So that's what I'm thinking on the 30-minute time frame. Let's zoom in on the 5-minute, right? On the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, I don't really have a lean. I think we're in a 5-minute chop zone here, guys. We do have overlapping price activity. I think that that 29.01 area is a big area for us. 29.01, and then of course that 94 below that we put in on a Friday. We did talk about that. Hey Sean, good to see you this morning. So yeah, we do have that, but I listed, instead of really because that 29.01 and that 28.94 quarter, that's our 30-minute lean. Is 29.01 is the first is the lower extreme of this 30-minute area balance, and the 28.94 quarters are the middle of the previous area balance. For this 5-minute long lean, I do have a long lean bias, guys. I do have a long lean bias on this 5-minute, but I think that instead of doing that, I'm going to mix it up a little bit for you today. Put an over-under, right? The 29.07 quarters, where we're trading the 8s right now, 8 by 8 quarter. I think that that 29.07 quarter is our over-under for today. As long as we're over it, I think that we'll continue to see bid. As long as we're under it, right, I think we'll continue to see offers. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I don't really have much of a lean. I will let you guys know as soon as we start to see 5-minute balances formed, and we'll establish a lean from there. But I do think it's still a long lean. And I do think that that's kind of what we're going to continue to see. All right, guys. Nasdaq sustaining initiative. We're the second try initiative out of balance, guys. Let me go ahead and flip over to that Nasdaq chart for you. There it is. All right, guys. On the 4-hour time frame, yeah, I think that middle of that previous area balance worked pretty stinking well for us. Trading that 74.20s last time. We did spike all the way down on the U contract into the 373.90s, 87, something like that. But yeah, it worked really well for us longer term, and I think that is still our 4-hour lean, right? I think we pulled all the way back down to it, and I think that we're seeing overlapping price activity higher at this current time. The long lean bias is a 75.13. Let's talk about that's a 30-minute bias, 75.13. How did we get that? That is the middle of this. We are 1, 2, and 3 full areas of balance off those lows. It really does worry me. I'm not even gonna lie. One thing that I do not like to see in an overlapping price activity is balance on the lows and sustained trade at the lower extreme of this balance. That's the one thing I do not like to see, so that does give me some cause for worry, if you know what I'm saying. You guys just saw me overlap, do a balance here. Yesterday's trade, we did see up into the 76.24s in the overnight. All the way in Friday, we saw a sell-off all the way down, and then we are just hanging out right at that lower extreme, right? We're hanging out right at that lower extreme of this 75.48, 47 area. We did see a spike down into the 44s, I think, 44 quarters, 45s yesterday on Friday's session. So yeah, we're hanging out at the 54s right now, guys. 75.54. That does not inspire a lot of confidence in the Nasdaq on the 30-minute time frame. It certainly does not. But I will be looking to be a buyer at the 75.17 area. I have it here as 75.13. You know what I'm talking about, that general area. Okay, and then the long lean bias, I think it's gone away, guys. I think that long lean bias in the 5-minute time frame has gone away, guys. Especially looking at this chop that we've had on the lows, trade back below the 75.47s. Really allow for a short lean bias on the 5-minute time frame. Definitely looking at a short lean bias on the 5-minute time frame. We can actually establish one right here, right now, at the 54s, and we would know we were wrong with sustained trade up through the 60s. That's really stinking tight. I think it's a good responsive trade, but it leaves a lot to be desired. It's a really tight range that we had in the overnight session. Sure, in the overnight session, do we go all the way up from the 74s all the way down to the 50s? Yeah, we did 25 points of range. That's not bad on a Nasdaq, and especially in the overnight. But I do think that I think that short lean is more likely than not what we will see. We'll see some more chops through here, especially into today's session. Dollar weakness should help hold that Nasdaq up a little bit, but still, I think that we're just in a wide range chop, essentially from the 70s to the 50s right now. Wide range chop of 20 points. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I have no bias on the 5-minute time frame currently, and we will modify that up. I'm going to put in here that we're having a wide range chop from the 70s, so that'd be the 75.70s to the 50s, right? Now let me make sure those numbers are right. 75.70s to 75.50s. Below that, I think I do take an initiative out of balance to the downside on the 5-minute time frame. I think I leave my wingman, like Sean would say, and yeah, that's right. And I do try for back into that 75.13 area, 17 area, somewhere in there. That's where I look for my first buying zone, right? Okay, let me go ahead and I apologize, guys. I totally wrote that on the YM chart. So let me go ahead and modify that up. All right. Go ahead and copy that. All right, guys. And let me just do that. I have no bias on the 5-minute. I apologize, guys. No bias on the 5-minute. And yeah. Boom, no bias. There you go, and I'll post that up for you guys. Here's the NASDAQ sustaining initiative second try. Looking at 74.20 on the 4 hour. We're looking at 75.13 on the 30-minute, and we're looking at wide range chop from the 70s to the 50s here on the 5-minute. I will be looking initiative out of balance to the downside. Posted chat blast at you guys. So guys, that YM does remain initiative, right? It is above that previous swing high. And what was that previous swing high? It was the find that YM chart. That was a 25,600, guys. We're trading at 26,163 current. So guys, yeah, unlike that the NASDAQ, right, that just saw overlapping price activity into the night session. Guess what, guys? We're seeing balance areas higher. We're seeing the middle of the previous area balance being respected in the YM. So guys, that is that's a good positive sign for the YM. We're only 50 points. Oh no, we're not. I'm sorry. We're only 100 points off of the highs. The highs of the last 5 months, right? 5-month highs, 6-month highs, something like that. It could be even a little bit longer. But yeah, we're only we're only a little bit off. We're only 100 points off those. 100 points in the YM is something, but it's not everything. So guys, we are definitely seeing that YM with a bid. I do think that 139 area, that 140 area is our first area to be looking to be buying in the YM, guys. And I do think that lower extreme down here that we saw tested twice, that 100 area, that 097, I think that's a big area. We'll be looking to buy again down there. So guys, let's take a look at the 4 hour on the YM. We are still initiative, right? Above that initiative area balance, that 25,600 on this 4 hour chart, right? That was our initiative where we took off from, guys. We have a 4 hour area balance higher down into the 760s, right? We did talk about that. We do have the 4 hour price pattern into 25,359 and anywhere above. I think we're going to modify that up today, guys. I think we're bringing that up because, I mean, I know that's above that initiative, and that's why we kept it down at the 359s. But, guys, that's 800 points of range, and I don't think that any of us. I think we will be looking to buy down there perhaps one last time. But I'm bringing up the 4 hour, guys, at this point, because we did see initiative out of balance yesterday. I'm bringing that up. Oh, yeah, you know it. That's 789, guys. All right, that is, boom. We are modifying that up, guys. And the 30-minute balance, what do we do with a 30-minute balance then? My goodness, that means if we're bringing up the 4 hour, guys, with overlapping price activity, as we were unable to get back below it. Yeah, that's right, we did see unable to get below that 750 area, guys, and I think that I'm not going to make it the 780s, I'm going to make it the 753s. Just give me 1 second while I modify that, right? 753s. All right, cool. And then on the 30-minute time frame, let's zoom into that 30-minute time frame and see what we do see. I know, guys, I know I tightened it up, but I really do think that even though we are initiative seeing new highs, guys, I think that allows us to modify it. I think that 26,069 is a big area, guys. 26,069 on the 30 minutes. So price pattern into 26.0. I can't remember what I said now. 26.069, guys. 26.069. All right, guys, that's a price pattern. That is yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. And then on the 5-minute time frame, guys, zoom into that 5-minute. You know what we saw, guys? We saw overlapping price activity higher. So in the overnight session, guys, we are seeing overlapping price activity higher, and unable to get below that 138, 139, guys. That 139, I think, is a key area. So I do have a long lean on the long lean bias on the 5-minute, right? And the key area, right, is going to be price pattern into that 039. 26,039. All right, guys. Whoa. I think I messed something up there, guys. I mean the 139s. I was like, how can I have the 30-minute lean be 069 and my 5-minute lean be below that? That's not right. 139s, guys. I apologize for that. It's Monday morning. You know how it is after a long concert weekend. Yeah, I made a mistake. So you guys, I'd appreciate if you guys would keep track of my mistakes and let me know what they are at the end of the week. I'm sure it'll be in the high 30s or 40s, but yeah, I'll be the first one to admit it when I make a mistake. I'll bring it to you and I'll say, guys, I messed up, and I messed up right there. So guys, that is what it is, 139. So we're looking at let's go over it one more time. YM remains initiative above previous swing high, right? And we are seeing the 4-hour bias. We're seeing that we brought that up to 753s today, off those 25,359s. That's right, and that 30-minute price pattern is at 26,069, 069s, guys. Below that, I think it calls into question that 30-minute bias. We did bring that up. We're tightening it up significantly today, and we're looking for a price pattern into the 139s on the 5-minute, guys. On the 5-minute. All right, guys, so that is what we are seeing, and then let's go ahead and look at the Russell, which guys is a mess. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that Russell is a mess, has been a mess, and will likely continue to be a mess. But guys, we're looking at the 1689s, guys, on that Russell. 1689.9 is where I have 88.9. That's where I have it, guys, and I think that's still a good zone to be looking at for the 4-hour. I have no bias. I have zero bias on the 30-minute. Actually, I have to say I think that's changed since Friday, guys. If anything, at this point, I have a short lean bias on the 30-minute time frame because of this overlapping. So you guys can see it here on the 4-hour chart. Let me just go ahead and talk about it, right? We saw highs all up to the 1750s all the way down to the 1731.9. Then we saw another area balance from 1740s all the way down into a spike low overlapping rotation lower into the 1719.2s. And since then, guys, we haven't been able to see sustained trade above the middle of that previous area balance, and we've balanced them all up here, guys. Balanced them all up here from the 30.6 all the way down into the 12.8. So guys, we are seeing overlapping price activity. That's 1, 2, 3 areas of balance lower, and we would have to see sustained trade above that 30. Let's call it above that 31 in order to see have hopes of anything to the upside on the 30-minute time frame. So guys, I am going to go ahead and say instead no bias on the 30-minute time frame. I do have a short lean bias, right, on the 30-minute time frame, which is nuts to say. I know we are just 20 points, 22 points right now currently. We're 23 points off all-time highs, but yeah, I am seeing 3 overlapping price activities lower, and yeah, and I think that definitely calls into question this 30-minute balance that we have seen here. I don't think there's really any way we could protect it to the downside. I think the risk is the best risk is to the upside, guys. So I do see I do see here that the short lean is in full effect, guys. The short lean is in full effect. the stop would have to be above the looking for a price pattern into the 30s. That's where I'm looking to be short, guys. Looking to be short. So short lean, a short lean bias, right? And then looking for a key area, right? Price pattern into and around, right, that upper extreme, which is the 1730 spot 8, right, give or take. All right, and then the 5-minute time frame, I do think on the 5-minute time frame, however, we do have a long lean bias. And now remember, this is definitely the most granular, but seeing trade all the way back down to that 24 would call into question that 5-minute bias. But guys, I think until then we can definitely say we are seeing overlapping rotation back towards the upper extreme, and I think that we can say that we have seen continuation higher today, guys. Continuation higher in this overnight session. So we can tighten it up. Let's call it the 25 spot 4s, guys. That's what. So we're trading 27s right now. I think trade back below the 25 spot 4 calls into question that long lean. So 5-minute, we're looking for 1725 spot 4, guys. So that is Russell trying the initiative again. Initiative out of balance back into that above that swing high. So that is posted up for you. Boom, boom, posted, guys. That Russell is trying initiative. YM remains initiative. That NASDAQ is second try on sustaining initiative, and that ES is still initiative. So guys, that's what we are seeing here this morning. I hope that clarifies some leans for you. We were able to reduce some of the risk on that what's it called? Yeah, we were able to reduce some risk on the YM this morning. So guys, that is what we're seeing. I am let me see what I have for you here in the way of economic news, economic calendar today, guys. I got nothing. I mean, we do have some 3-month bills, 6-month bills here, but then that Empire Manufacturing and New York Fed manufacturing, guys, was it did come in a little on the weak side this morning. We're looking for 23 and got 9s. Or I'm sorry, I got 19. Oh, yeah. All right, that's mistake number 5 today, guys. All right, I saw 19s, not 9s. I apologize. So yeah, guys, we did talk about this morning. One final thing I want to do before I go ahead and close down and step away for just a minute, guys, is one thing I do want to do for you is I do want to talk about what we saw on Friday, guys. There was a beautiful webinar. Those of you guys who joined me for the webinar, I am incredibly appreciative. I hope you guys got as much out of it as I did. But guys, one thing that we saw on Friday and one thing that we talked about on the Friday session is that, right, any sort of pullback that we have seen here on the ES, the NASDAQ, and the Dow, not necessarily the Russell. Russell's in its own world, right? But any pullback that we've seen on any of those majors has been the main reason why we have pulled back on any of those majors has been because of the administration in general, just kind of shooting itself in the foot, I think, is the easiest way to say it, and then. And actually, dragging the market a little bit lower based on tariff talks, etc. Right, and then as we've gotten down to the lows, we've seen supportive action come in from the administration, talking about how there's going to be, they're able to get resolved NAFTA with Mexico. They're looking at resolving NAFTA. There's not a drop dead time for NAFTA with Canada. There's good things, potential China talks, right? And then that rotates us generally back up to the highs. I think that the market has been supportive of hires, of moves higher, right? Clearly has been supportive of that, but I do think here that there will come a day, not in the too distant future, where we will stop seeing maybe China rhetoric. We'll start seeing we'll get up into the highs, and that the China rhetoric will find its way out the back door, right? It won't move the markets the same way that it has now, and or they won't talk about it coming into midterm elections, because it definitely benefits the party in power in order to have the stock market on the highs, right? Not the economy. The economy is the economy, right? You can't really influence or manipulate the economy, but the stock market being on highs is a good tangible result, right? You can say, hey, this is. There's no doubt about it that look at your brokerage accounts, look at your 401ks, look at and see where we're at. We printed all-time highs for 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row now, guys. Aren't we doing a great job? And I really think that's probably what we're going to see in the midterms. Now, midterms are still a smidgen away, guys, but yeah, I think it's what we're perhaps going to see. So I think there will come a day where the tweetage and the talks of $200 billion in China tariffs will take a back burner. And I think when that does happen, I think that oh man, I think we're gonna see some nice trade to the upside. That's after midterms. That's a whole nother story, right? We'll cross that road when we get to it. We will we'll jump that creek. We will we'll figure out what's going on. We'll judge the trend accordingly at that point. But as of right now, guys, I do think that there will be some continued movement in that regard. So that's just my point of view. Those are the things that I think, and I think you should think too. But yeah, you guys do you, and I will be back in a couple minutes. Well, actually, I'm just gonna stick around. I'll probably take a break about after it calms down here, 9:45, 10 o'clock. I'll probably just take my break then. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was a really nice comment. I hope you got something out of it, and if you did, yeah. Please do tell your friends. All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so very much. Those of you guys listening along on YouTube, guys, this has been a Lost Child production. It is dedicated to my beautiful, wonderful, funny, and sometimes contemptuous little son. I love him with my whole heart. He is intelligent. He is the bright spot in my life, and it is dedicated to him. I love you, bro. I will see you soon. All right, excellent. So that does conclude the chart talk for today, guys. I hope you have a successful trading day. If you want to reach out, again, at FutureSquawk on Twitter, you can reach out and say hi at FutureSquawk.com. And yeah, and always feel free to reach out at any time you'd like. I'll do my best to get back to you at my earliest convenience. And you guys are always convenient for me. All right, have a great one. We will be back. My subscribers will have me live again in about 3 minutes when we go ahead and kick off the trading day.